Hey guys, it's Diana. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Sorry this is a late one. I had quite the day today. Hopefully you had a great holiday weekend. My car broke down and we drove 278 miles today to find some options for new ones. So I apologize for tuning in late, but things just sometimes don't work out like you planned. So hopefully this isn't too late. Hopefully you had a great day today. It was beautiful here in Kansas. So at least the driving was nice. So we enjoyed that. We didn't have any trouble with wind or anything today. So that was kind of nice. And got to see some different country. So tonight we are doing two cards. You'll see they kind of fit together like a puzzle. So it's kind of fun. It's going to be a little more involved, but I think you're going to like it. And it should still take us about 30 minutes. So it shouldn't take any longer. Um, I'm going to show you the supplies that I used, and I just wrote them down on my clue here so to remind me of the colors. So with clue number one, hopefully you have everything ready. If not, don't worry about it. Just hit pause right now and write down these measurements and get your supplies ready, and then come back and start playing from here on, and you can stamp along at a later date. So cardstock base, 8.5 by 11, cut in half at 5.5 and score each at 4 1/4. So I am using Balmy Blue, and I've got my two pieces. Here's my 8.5 by 11, cut in half at 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So I've got both of those scored. White or vanilla cardstock. I thought white went better with my cards tonight. So with my designer series paper. So there's my two 5 1/4 by 4. I've got a white scrap for punches or dies for my greeting. I've got coordinating cardstock, a little extra there, and here's my two pieces of designer series paper. You can see they coordinate with my cardstock here. So I've got petal pink. Oh, I've got crushed curry is what I've got right here. But the colors in here are balmy blue, crushed curry, petal pink. So I just took that on the back of the designer series paper. It tells you what colors are used in the paper. So it's really easy to coordinate with that. So I've got those, and those are both 5 1/4 by 4, and I've got two. You could use either side, but I'm going to use these two sides tonight. And this is called Regency Park. It's one of our expired designer series papers, so just know that you can use any designer series papers that you have. So mine is expired, but you can use whatever you have. And then I have my cutting tool, so I have my cutter. Greeting. Okay, so tonight I'm going to use Irresistible Blooms. It is still current, so I'm going to use this one for my greeting. And I'm going to use Night of Navy because that's kind of the background color here on my designer series paper. And for my punches or dies, I am going to use these. This is called Spotlight on Nature. They are so cool. Check out these dies. They are so much fun. Aren't those cool? Wait till you see them used. They're so much fun, and they layer together. So we're going to use those for my greeting. And then adhesives and embellishment, I'm going to use some Essentials Baker's Twine. So we're going to use the white twine, and then I just have some liquid glue, and I've got my Take a Pick tool with my brush tip on it, and I have my block. So we are ready to go ahead and get started. So message me if you are just watching or if you're crafting along. I would love to know. I'm going to set this stuff out of the way here so that we can get started crafting. Okay, let's get ready to go. that was clue number 1. So let's go ahead with clue number 2. Hopefully you can read that. Stamp the greeting onto the scrap white or vanilla, whichever one you have, and die cut or punch out. So we're going to take our white scrap, which is here. Okay, and I need to make a thank you card tonight. So I'm going to use the thank you. So I'm going to use this one. Set that aside. Going to place it on my block. Sorry about the glare there. And I'm going to use the Knight of Navy. And you're going to want to do 2 of these. So if you have room to do 2, if you want to just do 1 right now, I probably only have enough scrap for 1, so I'm just going to do 1 of my greetings right now. But you're going to get the hang of this, and then you're going to be able to just do your own thing later for a different greeting. So you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to close my pad. Remember, these pads store upside down like that. So you always just use the little thumb piece right here to pull it up. Okay, and then it slides over, and then you just pull on the color, and then it snaps. That way the ink on the pad stays at the top. So, hi Susan. Well, that's okay. I started really late, so can't function after 9. I get it, girl. I get it, but I didn't want to skip it. I didn't want to skip it altogether. So I thought I'll just try to go on late and see if I can convince somebody to come on. And then I thought you can always watch the replay. So, okay, layering. If desired, layer the greeting piece onto coordinating cardstock with dimensionals. Okay, so this we're going to die cut or punch. So whatever you guys have decided to use, I'm going to use these beautiful die cuts. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one, even though it cuts off a little bit on each side. But see this one? Isn't it cute? But see, it's got some paper still left in it. That's where this little guy comes in handy. So this is the brush tip that goes on the Take-A-Pic tool. So let me just get those all out here before we use it, because I apparently used it before. But you just use this little brush tip and get all those out. And then I am going to, oh, now I've made a mess. Hold on. I've got all these little pieces now. Hold on. Come here, guys. Come here. Ooh, they look like little, I don't know, little sesame seeds. There you go. Okay, so now I've got this, and I've got my mini here. Okay, I'm going to make my sandwich. I use the light gray on the bottom, then one of our clear cutting pads, and I'm going to place this. I'm going to place this over the top, and then I'm just going to use like one of these little sticky post-it note things to hold it in place while I send it through. There we go. Oh, and I usually go forward and backwards just because I like to have it in front of me, so it just brings it back around to me so I don't have to pull it out the back. So and then we'll just pull it out here, release this. Oh my gosh, see, look at that. Isn't that cute? How pretty is that? And I don't even have to really use my brush because only a couple of them were stuck in there. Okay, so there's that. And then more sesame seeds there. Okay, and then it says if we wanted to layer this piece, now is the time to do the layering. So I'm going to use the next size of this in, I think, this. I don't know if this is the same size or not. Let me pull it out. Nope, that's going to be smaller. So let me go bigger. So this is the bigger one. Oh yeah, let's use this one. See how it's kind of got the, I like this one. So we're going to take our coordinating cardstock. So the I had picked the crushed curry, and I'm just going to place this. Put my little guy down here. Get this back out. Anything that's 3 inches or smaller will go through this. So there we go. Gonna make this little guy. This will be for our layering piece. Now you don't have to do this. You can skip this part. Hi, Karen. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad. You are live. You are with me live. And see how it makes that little, isn't that cute? Okay, let me get my little guy off the desk here so I have some room to groove. Isn't that cute? Okay, let me put my little mini down on the floor, get my dies out of the way. But see, now when we layer these together, look how cute that is. You see the detail? I don't know if you can see the detail. Okay, so layer the greeting piece onto coordinating cardstock with dimensionals. You can add twine or ribbon under the layered piece if desired. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just use some of our white twine. Okay, just going to take a little bit out and cut this. And I don't see that I grabbed my dimensionals, but I'll show you a trick here. I'm going to layer these two together. Dimensionals, dimensionals. Hold on just a second. Oh, here they are. I had them. So here's a trick. So I put dimensionals on here. Okay, so I put like 3 on there. And dimensionals are just foamy, sticky dots. Foamy. And I'm going to take the middle paper off. I'm going to wrap this twine around my hand. And I'm just going to twist it in the middle and stick it down like that. And then you can pull these little tails in if you want to and stick it down. Stick this one down to the middle one, see? And then take the other 2 stickies off. And then when I flip this over and place it in the middle, see? Isn't that cute and easy? How easy was that? So you can add this little extra piece. You don't have to. One of the samples I'll show you later is just a punch. Just use the plain punch. But I'm going to set this aside for right now. So this is clue number 2. So we've made our greeting and we've layered it if we want. You don't have to do that. So, okay, let's go on to number 3. Karen, I wonder if you're stamping along or are you just watching? Here is clue number 3. Okay, so stack the 2 pieces of designer series paper. So I have got, let me move stuff out of my way because it's going to get, when I get my cutter out, it gets kind of cluttered. So let me get stuff more organized here off screen. Okay, so stack the 2 pieces of designer series paper together with the desired patterns up. These are the 2 patterns that I want to use. Using a cutting board, cut both at the same time on the vertical side at 2 inches. Okay, so this is vertical. So, well, this is vertical, up and down. This would be horizontal. Okay, so it's wanting us to cut it vertically at 2 inches. So I'm just going to set my cutter down here. And I have my little, sorry about the light, I have my little cutting guide. If you want one of these, please let me know. It only fits our Stampin' Up! Current cutting tool. So, but if you would like one of these that actually have the measurements on it, please let me know. I'd be happy to send you the PDF. I just printed it off on cardstock and stuck it down. So this says cut them both at 2 inches. So just kind of keep them stacked together. Put them at 2 inches, and I'm going to cut them both at 2 inches. Okay, and set that aside. So we've got those 2 at 2 inches. Okay, watching for now. Okay, great. Hi, Joe. And you're stamping. Okay, awesome. I love that. Well, I would love to know what designer series paper you're using because I bet that will make a big difference in your project. I can't wait to use other designer series papers to make this project. Okay, let's go on. Hopefully we got that done. Okay, here's clue number 4. Keeping the two halves together, cut each stack at 2 5/8. Keep the stacks lined up in order. So we're going to just take these. I'm going to, instead of cutting 4 at a time, I'm just going to cut 2. So this is our right hand stack, and we're going to cut it at 2 5/8. Okay, just kind of make sure it's lined up there. Cut it at 2 5/8, and I'm going to put it back down here. Keep them all lined up, and then I'm going to take this one, cut this one at 2 5/8. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and we're going to set those aside. So we've still got them in the order that we started with. Okay, so you cut it 2 inches in them. So we just cut it in half is what we did, both ways. So we cut it in half vertically, then we cut the pieces in half horizontally. Okay, so hopefully that'll make sense. If not, if you're just watching on replay, just stop, pause right now, and get your cutting done. Here is clue number 5. Now this is where it gets a little interesting. So taking the upper left stack, line up the left tip and bottom right in your cutter, and cut diagonally, place back in order. So we're going to use this. So what it's telling us, so it says to take the upper left stack and line up the upper left tip. So that's this tip right here, the upper left tip, and the bottom right in your cutting blade. So we're going to cut these diagonally. So we're lining up the upper left and the bottom right, and we're cutting both pieces at the same time. This just makes it a little bit easier. I watched Frenchie Stamps, I think is the video that I watched, and she recommended doing both of these at the same time, doing 2 at the same time. And I can see how it does make it a lot easier. Okay, so we just cut those diagonally. Okay, and it says place them back in order. So we're just going to set them right back here. Okay, so left tip to bottom right. Hopefully that makes sense. Left tip to bottom right, and you just line them up right in your cutting blade. Okay. Then clue number 6 is to take our upper right hand stack, which is this one, line up the right tip and the bottom left. So we're going to do the upper right to the bottom left, and you just line it up right in your cutting blade, and we're cutting both pieces at the same time. Upper right, bottom left, and you just put it right in the track here where you can see the points. You can see the points in each one. Okay, there's no measuring right now. You're just cutting from tip to tip. Okay, and we did right to left. Okay, and we place that back in order. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Okay, you're going to love this card. You are. After you get this part done, it's fun and easy. This is the most complicated part. So taking the lower left stack, okay, we're going to do the opposite. Line up the right tip and the bottom left. So we're going to line up the right and bottom, okay, right tip, bottom left. We're going to line that up here in the groove. Both pieces again, so we're cutting 2 at a time. Okay, right to left, okay, and then these 2 lines should line up. You should be able to see this line go all the way through. Okay, so right to left, and then I bet you can probably get what clue number 8 is. So clue number 8 is finishing up this. So we're taking the lower right stack and line up the left tip and the bottom right. Okay, left tip, bottom right. Both cutting both at the same time. There you go. And cut it just like that. You'll know it's right if you, when you lay it down, those lines line up all the way across. Okay? And guess what? That's all the cutting. Okay, you can put your cutting board away. I know that was kind of complicated, but hopefully I made it easy enough for you to understand. And you've kept your stacks in order. Okay? Okay. So now what we're going to do is take your 2 card bases. So you should have 2 card bases. Take the pieces from the upper left stack and place one on each card base starting in the upper left hand corner, leaving about an 1/8 inch border. Okay, so we're going to do 2 cards at the same time, and you'll see why this is important. This kind of keeps us on track a little bit better. Okay, so we've got 2 card bases here, and it's telling us to start with the pieces from the upper left stack, and we're going to place those on the upper left hand corner. So I'm going to use glue. That seems to work best because you can kind of slide it around a little bit, but if you don't like glue, then use your favorite adhesive. Just know you won't have that slidey ability. Okay, so we're going to take, here, stay here. We're going to take one piece from that stack. So this is going to be our bottom. Okay, just a little bit of glue, don't need a lot. And this is going to go, and it says about 1/8 of an inch. So we're going to leave just about 1/8 of an inch border. Okay, 1/8 of an inch border there. And then this one is going to go on the other card. Okay, this is why we're doing 2 at the same time. See how much easier this is to line up and stuff? Because we're doing both of them. I could see where trying to do this with just one piece of paper might get really confusing. Okay. Okay. Okay, and it says do this with both pieces. So we have this one. So we don't want to put it here. We're going to put them opposites. Okay. So we're going to line up the opposite ones with each one. Sorry, it doesn't say that in the directions, but it should. Line up the opposite pieces, also leaving about 1/8 of an inch or so. Okay, about 1/8 of an inch. Doesn't have to be exact. It gets kind of wonky sometimes, but that's okay. We're going to do opposite here. Isn't that fun? So what we're going to end up with is something really cool. Okay, so there we've got those 2. We've got it started. Do this with both pieces. So we've done that. Okay. Hopefully you're hanging in there, Joe. Take the pieces from the upper right stack and place one on each card base starting in the upper right hand corner. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with these little guys. So I've got this pattern, so I want him to go over here. Okay, so we're just going to keep alternating. A little bit of glue. Okay, about 1/8 of an inch between. And then this guy is going to go on this one. A little bit of glue. If you hate glue, you're probably just using too much of it. So try it again and just use a lot less. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. And we're going to do opposites again. So I've got the flower on top. So we're going to put this one over here. See how you can kind of slide it around if it's glue. Makes it a little bit easier. And this little guy. I love this paper. I wish it wasn't discontinued. Yikes, all the good stuff gets discontinued, but I guess, you know, we have to make room for the new stuff. And we would complain if there wasn't new stuff. Hey, stop sliding around. There we go. Sometimes it's too slidey. Okay. Look at, isn't that pretty? I love it. I love it. Okay. There's that. Okay. Do the same thing as above with the lower pieces, adhering them. Adhere when you have them all aligned correctly. The middle will be covered with the greeting, so those do not have to align if you need to make adjustments. So it's just saying in here, right in the middle, if they don't line up, it's not going to be a big deal. So, or if you overlap or something. So we're going to start on the bottom now. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so this guy is going to have to go over here, right? Because it needs to be opposite. Sorry, I'm getting out of the screen. I don't use a lot of glue at all. So this guy is going to go here. Just trying to kind of line up on the edge so it looks even. And this guy will go over here. Doesn't have to be exact. It's hard to line everything up exactly. So give yourself a little bit of grace, knowing that you can't line everything up exactly. Okay, and go back to go to this one. This one's going to go over here. Can you see it coming together? Isn't that fun? Oh, excuse me, let me get a drink of water real quick. Okay. If you get lost, just tune in out for the replay. I'll post this for the replay. Just tune in for the replay and catch back up or do it again. It's not a big deal. This will stay posted. Because I know sometimes it's hard to craft and watch. I've tried to do it myself. I know how difficult it is. But see how easy this is? And we cut two at the same time, and it made it a lot easier for us to kind of line this up. See how that made it really easy to line up? Because we did those two pieces at once. And I can see how that makes it a lot easier. I don't know how you would do it just cutting one, how you would cut them opposites. You'd probably get confused and, I don't know, cut the wrong shape? Yeah, yes, it's called a quilt. It is called a quilt block. Yes, exactly. Yep, it is called a quilt block. So we're going to put this down. See, I got that over a little bit too far, but that's okay. Just put that down, and then we're going to put this one down. Like I said, give yourself grace. Put this one down. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's called a quilt block. So now you've made a quilt card. Isn't that cool? And you've made two of them. Isn't that fun? So really, just the cutting part is the only part that's kind of difficult, but I just walked you through it step by step. So hopefully you can get that easily. I drew a picture. I watched a video for it and I drew a little picture to guide me. So you can draw a little picture if you want to, if that's easiest for you. Now this says to adhere the greeting in the middle of the quilt pattern and add embellishments. So I'm going to use this, and look, you can do it this way, you can do it this way, and that's why I said non-directional paper probably is best. So if you had something that had, you know, like stripes or something on it, it might be a little bit more difficult. Um, but let's just put this down right here like that. How pretty is that? Isn't that cool? I love that. So really simple after you get those first cuts made. And embellishments, let me see, did I bring any embellishments over besides the twine? I didn't bring any over, but I'll show you some samples that use it. But we have one more thing. So if you wanted to put it on rhinestones or something, that's where you would do this. Okay, so we have these two white pieces, right? So these go in the middle on the inside. Okay, so then that just goes on the inside here for your middle. Should leave a little bit of a border. And what you can do is when you're cutting this designer series paper is 6x6 that I was using. So when I cut it up, it leaves a little bit of a extra designer series paper. So what you can do is you can put that on the where's the one that I had on the inside? Oh my goodness, I don't know what happened to it. I put some on the inside, but my samples don't have it on the inside. Anyway, if you wanted to put a piece of the leftover designer series paper on the inside, you could even do a diagonal on the inside if you would like. But anyway, here is the cards that we made today. You could then stamp your another greeting or punch. So here's ones that we did tonight, but here's another one that I did earlier. You can see I used that same die, but I just used a different color and a different die. Isn't that fun? So see what the difference is between the crushed curry and the petal pink. And then here's one I did just using the hexagon punch. So you don't have to get all fancy and do the layers and stuff if you don't have anything like that. But this I just went ahead and used the hexagon punch and used a couple of the little leaves from this set. So see there's a little leaf in it. Sorry, trying to get the glare off. There's a little leaf in it. So I just used that same stamp set that I used for my greeting. It's got hello and hooray it's your day. Okay guys, what do you think? The last clue is share your creation. So make sure you mail it to someone or make sure that you text me a picture or post a picture here on my Facebook. So, okay, I would love to see the different designer series papers that you use and how yours turns out. How fun is that? Okay, guys, well, see, 9:32. We still kept it to a half an hour, even as complicated as that was. So let me know what you think. Oh, thanks, Karen. Thanks, Joe. Um, Let me know what you think. Try it. It's not as scary as it looks. Like I said, go back and play it, and then just hit pause after each time so you can cut it and take your time cutting it. So okay, guys, well, pray for me that I find a vehicle that's reliable and yeah, and that doesn't cost a lot because it wasn't in our budget right now. I know you guys know how that feels. Next Sunday is Stampers Club, so those of you who are in Stampers Club, I hope to see you next Sunday. And those of you who would like to come to club, please message me and let me know, and I will be happy to get a packet ready for you. It's next Sunday at 1 o'clock. It could be a guy card, yeah. If you used like some of the wood grain textured ones or maybe some of the fishing ones with the plaid. So I don't know. You'll have to try it, Karen, and send us a picture. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm so glad you guys caught me alive. Hit the replay and make me some cards. See ya. Bye.